further legislative action. Honorable colleagues, the first motion on matter of urgent public importance is coming from Honorable Mohammed Audu, member representing Karim Lamido, Lau, Ardo Kola, Federal Constituency of Taraba State. If Honorable Audu is around, please can you rise and move your motion? Honorable Audu.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, my name is Honorable Mohammed Audu. I represent the good people of Karim Lamido, Lau, Ardokala Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise this morning to move for the suspension of relevant standing orders of our rules so as to enable me lay this matter on as urgent assistance for the affected victim of a flood disaster in my federal constituency. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder to the first leg, Honorable Ajilo.
Thank you, Your Excellency, Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues. My name is Honorable Umar Ajilo, member representing Makarfi Kudan Federal Constituency from Kaduna State. I rise to second the first leg of the motions heavily moved by my dear colleagues from Taraba State. I so second. Thank you.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is have it. Second leg of the motion, any seconder? Honorable Nzechi.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, Nnamdi Nzechi is my name, and I represent Indokwa in the Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Delta State. I stand here this morning to second the second leg of this motion. The motion is urgent enough to be heard in the chamber. I so second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is have it. Honorable Audu, please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. In the month of September, as a result of the heavy release of water from Lagbo Dam in Cameroon and Kiri Dam in Adamawa, combined with the incessant heavy rain that occurred this year, 3 of the local governments of my constituency were affected. A lot of destructions in homes, schools, facilities, healthcare facilities, and public infrastructure were destroyed. The local governments affected are in Karilamido, we have Jen Ardido, Jen Kaigama, Nana Primary School, Fitowa, Wanwa, Garin Kodi, Wanda, Unawachi, Didango, and Usmanu. And in local government, we have Bui, Hayanbu, Biwi Santana, Buyu Baba, Kanawa, Jillai, and Angwon Kuka. In Ardokola local government, we have Tau, Zango Nkombi, and Maraneo. Mr. Speaker, sir, the prayers here is, though I wish to acknowledge the Northeast Development Commission and other federal government agencies that took intervention there, but for now, most of the people are still in their need of those infrastructures, like building materials and other items that will save them from the destruction of the rain and other affected communities. Prayers to urge the National Emergency NEMA to immediately provide at least most of them building materials that will repair those primary schools and affected infrastructures in those areas and other essential needs of the people. Also, NEMA and the NCFRAM to provide equally the same materials for the victim. We call on the federal government to intensify the security of the dams and other early warning system to warn the people living in the riverine area immediately so as to avoid the recurrence of these very damaging infrastructures. The House appreciates His Excellency, the Governor of Taraba State, for the prompt intervention in this very important issue that affects our people. I so submit, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder? Great Amobi.
Thank you, His Excellency, my dear colleagues. My name remains Honorable Amobi Godwin Oga. I represent Nigerians through the good people of Isukwato and Umunnochi Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Abia State. Mr. Speaker, I rise this morning to second a motion ably moved by my brother, I so second. Thank you, sir.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to the Committee on National Emergency and Preparedness, Northeast Development Commission, for further legislative action. Before we proceed to the next matter of urgent public importance, let me use this opportunity to call on the Chairman, Rules and Business, to move for the suspension of our rules to admit a delegation coming from Ghana to observe our proceedings.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Francis Ejirogan Ewive is my name. I rise to move this morning for the suspension of our rules to allow for the admittance into the chamber of a delegation from the Ghanaian Parliament to observe plenary. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
The Minority Leader, please, can you second?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, my very respected honorable colleagues. I rise to second the motion moved by the acting House Leader to admit the members of the Parliament to come in. I so move, Mr. Speaker. I so second, Mr. Speaker.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Public importance is coming from Honorable Ahmad Usman Jaha, member representing Chibok, Damboa, Goza Federal Constituency of Borno State. If Honorable Jaha is around, please can you rise and move your motion?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, Ahmed Jaha Babao is my name. Chibok, Damboa, Goza Federal Constituency is where I represent. Mr. Speaker, with the leave of the House, I rise to apply for the suspension of the relevant rules to allow me bring up a matter of urgent public importance on urgent need to redeploy troops of multinational joint task force to border communities of Kirawa and Wulgo in Borno State, Nigeria. I so move. Thank you.
Any seconder? Honorable Okafo.
Thank you so much, the Right Honorable Speaker. My very distinguished colleagues, my name is Chike John Okafo, PhD. I represent the good people of Ehimembano, Ihitu Boma, Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Imo State. I rise to second the motion ably moved by our dear, very good colleague, Honorable Jaha, that this motion is not just very important, but it's very urgent. I so second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Second leg, Honorable Talba.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, my name is Honorable Engineer Bukar Talba, member representing Martin Mongono Ganze from Borno State. I here stand to second the second leg of the motion moved by Honorable Jaha. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable Jaha. You have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, Ahmed Jaha, once again, Chibok Dambuwa Goza Federal Constituency. The House note the recent unfortunate gruesome attack by Boko Haram insurgents on border communities of Chibok and Wulgo, resulting in deaths and burning of several homes, including the house of district heads of Kirawa community. Aware that the attack forced many residents of Kirawa
Honorable
community...
Kero and your group, please can you find your seats, please?
Aware that the attack forced many residents of Kirawa community to abandon their homes, as over 5,000 people have reportedly fled across the border into the Republic of Cameroon after Boko Haram invaded the border town of Kirawa in Borno State on Tuesday, the 2nd day of October 2025. Informed that Boko Haram claimed responsibility for the attack in a video which showed insurgents setting ablaze a base of multinational joint task force stationed in Kirawa by the Cameroonian army. Also aware that the multinational joint task force is a multinational military formation of Benin, Cameroon, Chad, Niger, and Nigeria, with a mandate to combat insurgencies like Boko Haram in the Lake Chad Basin, to address the cross-border crime, counter-terrorism, and create safe environment, reduce violence, and support stabilization and humanitarian programs in the region. Further aware that the multinational joint task force operates under the political leadership of the African Union, AU, and the Lake Chad Basin Commission, LCBC, and conducts operations including aerial campaigns to destroy terrorist camps and disrupt illegal activities, intervenes in arms smuggling attempts to disrupt support network for insurgents, and aim to restore peace and security while fostering conditions for economic growth and free movement. Acknowledge the call by His Excellency Babagana Umar Zulum, the most hardworking governor in the country, the Borno State governor, on the federal government and military authorities to deploy soldiers to key border communities in Borno State, including Kirawa, Wulgo, Baga, Damasak, and Malam Fatori. Also acknowledges the governor's visit to the theater commander of operations Hadin Kai, the general officer commanding GOC of the 7th Division of the Nigerian Army, and the force commander for the multinational joint task force, and the assurance that the troops will be deployed to Kirawa within a short period of time. Worried that earlier warnings on the dangers of living borders communities and manned an initial request for troop deployment to these border communities had not received adequate attention from the multinational joint task force and the Nigerian military authorities. Resolve, urge the Nigerian Army and the relevant military authorities to immediately facilitate the redeployment of troops of the multinational joint task force for effectively secure the border communities of Kirawa and Wulgo in Borno State. I so move.
Honorable Oga.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues. My name is Right Honorable Comrade Chinedu Oga Owen. I represent the good people of Ikwa and the Zaza Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from the state where you have the most performing governor in Nigeria. I stand to second the motion moved by my colleagues. I hereby second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to the Committee on Army for further legislative action. The next motion is coming from Honorable David Idris Zakaria, member representing Ida, Ibaji, Igala Melam, Stroke Odolu, and Ofu Federal Constituency of Kogi State. Honorable David, please can you rise and move your motion?
Okay, thank you, Your Excellency, the People's Speaker, respected colleagues. I remain Honorable David Idris Zakaria. I represent Ida Federal Constituency, the center of Igala Kingdom. I am from Kogi State. Mr. Speaker, I seek the approval of the House to suspend the very important needs for me to read the motions. Urgent need to address both mishaps in Ibaji, local government area of Kogi State, and provide lasting solution to water transportation challenge in Ibaji local government area of Kogi State. Mr. Speaker, I so move.
Any seconder to the first leg of this motion? The chairman, NDC, Honorable Konta.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Honorable Chris Nkwonta, and I represent the good people of Okwa East and West Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Abia State. Mr. Speaker, I rise this morning to urge this House to set aside the relevant rules of the House for this motion to be heard. I so move, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. There is it. Second leg of the motion. Honorable Ginger.
My name is Ginger Obina Onwusibe. I represent the people of Isialangwa North, Isialangwa South Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Abia State. I rise to second the second leg of this motion. I so second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is it. Honorable David, you have the floor.
Once again, thank you, Your Excellency, the People's Speaker. I remain David Idris Zakaria. I represent Ida Federal Constituency, Center of Igala Kingdom. I am from Kogi State. Mr. Speaker, the House notes that the Ibaji local government
please
area of Kogi State, which is mostly riverine and flood-prone, with the nearly 80% of its landmass submerged during the rainy season, traversed by River Niger and the home of citizens who are predominantly farmers' activities, producing rice, yam, cassava, fish, and vegetable. Concerned that due to near complete absence of infrastructure, particularly motorable routes within the council area, the only viable means of transportation of persons, goods, and services is by water, and most often time with the use of purely maintained and overcrowded boats. Worried that boat mishaps in Ibaji local government area have become a recurring event which leads to huge losses of several lives and property every year. In form of the tragic boat mishaps which occur in Ibaji local government area of Kogi State on Tuesday, 30th September 2025, when a boat conveying over 80 passengers from Onogu community to Ilusi community capsized in the River Niger, leading to the death of more than 30 persons, with over 20 persons still unaccounted for now. Disturbed that despite the frequency of boat tragedy in the council area, there has been little or no government intervention, provisions of critical transportation infrastructures or regulations. Cognizance of the primary purpose of government, which is the security and welfare of the people, as enshrined in Section 14, subsection 2B of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as uttered. Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues, resolve to observe a minute of silence in honor of the victims of the Ibaji boat mishaps which occurred on Tuesday, 30th September 2025. Mandate the Committee on Safety Standards and Regulations and National Inland Waterway to evaluate and receive briefings on safety measures from the Federal Ministry of Transportation and the National Inland Waterway Authority, NIWA. Urge the National Emergency Agency, NEMA, to provide relief material and support to the bereaved families and survivors of the accident. Urge the federal government, through the Federal Ministry of Works, to immediately commence the rehabilitation or reconstruction of the Ida-Ibaji-Anambra Highway to reduce the reliance on water transportation. Mr. Speaker, I so move.
Any seconder to this motion? Honorable, I can't see the face properly. Please, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, distinguished honorable colleagues. I'm Honorable Murphy Osaro Omori. I speak for and on behalf of the good people of Ego, Ikpobaoka Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Benin City, Edo State. I rise this morning to support the motion ably moved by my colleague. I so support.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is have it. This motion is referred to the Committees on Safety Standards and Regulation, Nigerian Inland Waterways, National Emergency and Preparedness for further legislative action. Honorable colleagues, shall we rise, please, for a minute silence? May the soul of the departed rest in peace. Honorable colleagues, it is my honor and privilege to inform you of the presence of the delegation members of the Committee on Independent Constitutional Bodies of Parliament of Ghana, who are here to observe our proceedings. And the committee is led by Honorable Isaac Ashai Odamitten. Please, can you rise for recognition? You are most welcome. Other members of the delegation include Honorable Geoffrey Kinney. Please, can you rise for recognition? You are most welcome. We have Honorable Laurentia Ziono. Most welcome. We have Honorable Akwasi Gamfi Oyinia Ashempon. Most welcome. Last not the least is Mr. Emmanuel Koranteng, Senior Admin Officer. You are welcome to the Nigerian Chamber. Most welcome. The Leader of the House, please can you move for the suspension of our rules to take one additional motion?
Mr. Speaker, Professor Julius Ihonvere, Owa Federal Constituency, Edo State, I rise to move that we suspend relevant sections of our rules in order to accommodate one more matter of urgent public importance. I so move.
The minority?
Mr. Speaker, highly respected colleagues, Aliyu Sanima Daki is my name. I represent the Alafero constituency of Kano State. I stand to second the motion that the House do suspend the relevant rules so that we can take one more motion of urgent national importance. Thank you.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is have it. Honorable colleagues, this is to invite the Deputy Speaker to move a motion that he deems urgent and important for your consideration. The Deputy Speaker.
Thank you, Your Excellency, the Speaker of the 10th House of Representatives. Honorable colleagues, my name is Right Honorable Benjamin Okezie Kala. I represent the people of Nigeria, starting from Ben, the Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I'm from Abia State. I rise this morning to move a motion for an urgent need for a coordinated diplomatic and domestic response to the proposed Nigerian Religious Freedom Accountability Act of 2025, U.S. Senate Bill S2747, and to mischaracterizations of Nigeria's security and religious freedom landscape. It's a matter of urgent public importance that we suspend the rules for it to be seen as urgent and for it to be heard now. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder to the first leg of this motion? The young has grown. Shagaya.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. My highly respected colleagues, I remain Honorable Mukhtar Tolani Shagaya, and I represent Nigerians, starting from Ilorin West, Asa Federal Constituency of Kwara State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the first leg of the motion, ably moved by the Deputy Speaker. I so second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is have it. Second leg of the motion, Honorable Zakaria.
Your Excellency, the Right Honorable Speaker, my distinguished colleagues, I'm Dauda Zakaria Nyampa, member representing the people of Madagali, Michika Federal Constituency from Adamawa State. I rise to second the second leg of the motion, heavily moved by the Deputy Speaker. I so second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is have it. The Deputy Speaker, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and honorable colleagues. Again, my name is Benjamin Okezie Kala, representing the people of Nigeria, starting from Bende Federal Constituency. Like I mentioned, Mr. Speaker, it's an matter of urgent public importance, need for a coordinated diplomatic and domestic response to the proposed Nigerian Religious Freedom Accountability Act of 2025, U.S. Senate Bill S2747, and to mischaracterization of Nigeria's security and religious freedom landscape. This bill, sponsored by all members of this House. The House notes that on 9th September 2025, Mr. Speaker, a bill titled Nigeria's Religious Freedom Accountability Act 2025, S2747, was introduced in the United States Senate, seeking to require the U.S. Secretary of State to designate Nigeria a consigned country of particular concern, if you like, country of particular concern, known as the CPC, and to impose sanctions on Nigerian officials under Executive Order 13818, Global Magnitsky, and related authorities. The House further notes that the U.S. Commission on International Religious Freedom, USCIRF, has in recent annual report recommended Nigeria for CPC designation, citing persistent violence and violations and state failures to protect against non-state actor abuses. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, the House recognizes that Nigeria's constitution guarantees freedom of thought, conscience, and religion, and bars adoption of a state religion, and that successive administrations, security agencies, faith leaders, and civil society continue to undertake measures to protect all worshippers and prosecute offenders, as reflected in the U.S. Department of State's 2023's country chapter and prior reports. Mr. Speaker, the House also observes that insecurity in Nigeria is complex and multi-causal, driven by insurgency, driven by criminal banditry, farmer-herder conflicts, separatist violations, and communal disputes affecting citizens of all faiths. International reporting attributes a significant share of fatalities to terrorist groups and criminal gangs, rather than state policy on a single religious dynamic. The Speaker of the House is concerned that external legislative action based on incomplete or decontextualized assessment risks undermining Nigerian sovereignty, misrepresenting facts, straining strategic relations, and unintentionally emboldening violent actors. Mindful of Nigeria's long-standing partnership with the United States as our ally, especially on counterterrorism, human rights, democratic governance, and interfaith dialogue, the African Union's emphasis on tolerance and inclusive societies. Based on this, Mr. Speaker, the House resolves as follows. Number one, condemn all forms of violence, prosecution against any person or group on the basis of religion or belief. Commiserate with all victims irrespective of faith. The House resolves to reject outrightly narratives that frame Nigerian security crisis as a singularly religious conflict or a state-sponsored persecution, and reaffirms Nigeria's constitutional protections, freedom of religion and belief. The House mandates committees of foreign affairs, national security and intelligence, interior and information, national orientation and values, to within 21 days coordinate with A, the Federal Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Nigerian Embassy in Washington, D.C., to lodge a formal diplomatic demand to the sponsors of S-2747, relevant U.S. committees, transmitting empirical data and Nigerians' official position. B, coordinate with the U.S. mission in Nigeria and interested U.S. legislators to propose a Nigeria-U.S. joint fact-finding and dialogue mechanism, freedom of religion or belief, with participation from faith leaders and independent experts, and to invite U.S. CIRF to a hearing or briefing of this House to examine sources, methodology, and remedies. And if they like, invite a delegation of this Parliament, the 6 geopolitical zones of this country, to brief the U.S. Senate on the facts on ground. The House resolved to call on the National Human Rights Commission, police, DSS, and relevant state authorities to submit to the House within 30 days a consolidated report on investigations and prosecutions relating to religious-framed violence since year 2023, identifying bottlenecks and resource needs. This will confirm the House and government position that there is no state-sponsored prosecution on the basis of religion. The House further mandates the committees on legislative compliance to ensure execution of these resolutions, Mr. Speaker, and to report back to the House within 28 days. The House resolved to order that this resolution be transmitted to the Presidency, Federal Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and the heads of security agencies, United States Congress leadership, Senate Foreign Relations, House Foreign Affairs, the U.S. Department of State and the USC, IRF, the African Union, and ECOWAS Commission. I so move, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Because of the sensitive nature of this subject matter, while I will call on seconder to this motion, we'll allow 1 or 2 people to make comments where necessary. So any seconder to this motion? We'll take Honorable Ruru.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My respected colleagues, I remain Right Honorable Kabir Alasarurum. I represent Ranwabunku Rekebe Period constituency. The Speaker, I am from Kano. I rise to second this very important and nationalistic motion ably moved by the Deputy Speaker of the Green Chamber. I so seconded, Mr. Speaker. I so second.
Now, before we put the question, if there are comments on this subject matter, we take one or two. I'll start with the Leader of the House.
Order, Mr.
please.
Speaker,
Hello, Madam.
Professor Julius
Please be seated.
Owa Federal Constituency, Edo State. Mr. Speaker, some of us here may not fully appreciate the import of this move in the U.S. Senate. It has been read twice on the floor of the Senate and referred to a committee as we speak. And if we do not take urgent steps to nip it in the bud and it passes the Senate, to reverse it will take us a longer time and cost us even more resources. Mr. Speaker, the main problem here comes from, one, those who deliberately demarket Nigeria outside the country, including Nigerians, for a variety of reasons. Two, gross misinformation deeply embedded in the nature of the American educational system. In other words, for many of the children, many of the parents, even some legislators, still look at Nigeria with the eyes of the 1950s and 60s. They do not believe that this country has matured and grown beyond this issue of ethnic contestations and disagreements and dislodgements over issues. Over the years, we have gone beyond this. I can't even remember when last communities started fighting because of the Bible or the Quran or because they want to worship Ogun or Shopona. No, Nigerians are concerned with existential issues. And I think the bill, or the motion, as ably presented by the Deputy Speaker, requires us to use all the networks we have and to encourage all the relevant committees of the House and also get the Senate, to get involved in this, to engage those who are handling this matter on behalf of the U.S. government. When Ted Cruz raised this issue, many people thought it was just a statement. It is not. There is an agenda designed to rubbish some of the progress we have made so far in rolling back those elements, those contradictions, those contestations that have continued to undermine our democracy and encourage the institutions and agencies that have promoted corruption and misunderstanding in our society. Mr. Speaker, I support, as a co-mover of this motion, I support the way it has been presented, and I urge my colleagues not to think that this is just an ordinary statement. It is being pursued methodically in the U.S. Senate, and we must engage it before a conclusion is reached. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Chair, Committee Foreign Affairs.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, my leaders. I remain Oluwole, okay? Mr. Speaker, I'm from Obokun, Oriade Federal Constituency of Osun State. Mr. Speaker, this motion couldn't have come at any other time than this appropriate time. Mr. Speaker, I commend the Deputy Speaker for coming up with this motion. Mr. Speaker, this matter has been known, it has dragged for too long. In the House, in the Congress in the US, a subcommittee of the Foreign Affairs had been on this matter, and they conducted a public hearing. I need to give this information. They had a public hearing. Mr. Speaker, they denied Nigerian mission and Nigerians' audience and participation. Mr. Speaker, I've had calls to engage the mission in Nigeria here and to tell them that the issue at hand is not religious. I cited the case of Mr. President being a Muslim married to a Christian. I cited a case of an Islamic scholar in Katsina who was honored, and on his way home he was murdered by bandits. Mr. Speaker, I cited several issues to show that we do not have religious crisis in Nigeria. Mr. Speaker, like the leader canvassed that it is a deliberate attempt to damage Nigeria's image, to cause problems in this country. And because the motion presented by Mr. Deputy Speaker is investigative in nature, Mr. Speaker, I wouldn't want to dance into the arena as much. I support and I concur that this investigation should be thoroughly carried out. And our leaders in the Senate too should also do the same, so that we're on the same page to really convey the true position of things. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Wale. Honorable Sanda, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, my name is Sada Soli, representing Jibia Kaita Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Katsina State. Mr. Speaker, this is the moment that this Parliament should re-engineer its parliamentary diplomacy. We must re-engineer our parliamentary diplomacy and pursue this matter through the parliamentary process of the US system. I don't know whether this country is having a lobby or lobbyist on the Capitol. It is traditional. Countries like Nigeria is a country of interest to the US. Mr. Speaker, I was in the diplomatic service of this country, and I serve on the Capitol. I report the happenings on the Capitol. I know how the US government system has a tremendous interest of this country because of the strategic position of Nigeria in the world, not in Africa. Mr. Speaker, this issue, the country of particular concern is a US government policy on countries that are very strategic and very sensitive in world politics and world energy security. Today, the action of Nigeria can turn the history and the dynamics of energy in the world. So Nigeria is a country of particular interest. It is not something that is new. It is there within the security cycle, and it is there within the diplomatic politics. But how do we address this issue? Is the way we address the issue of when the US National Security Council issue a report that Nigeria will be a failed state in 2015. God so kind, I was the secretary of that committee in the Senate. We went to the US system, anywhere in the US system, in order to address that, until we extracted commitment from the US that this report is not the US government position. We went to the US Congress, the Senate, the National Security Council, wherever. So it is the Parliament that should re-engineer its vigorous, aggressive parliamentary diplomacy and address this system. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Sada. Honorable Billy, I think we'll take just your own comments and then we put the question.
Thank you. Right, Honorable Speaker. My honorable colleagues, I remain Honorable Chief Dr. Billy Famous Adesuwa Osawaru. I represent the good people of Orionwo Federal Constituency of Edo State, a very proud Benin chief. Mr. Speaker, this is a very, very sensitive and serious issue we have at our hands right now. Mr. Speaker, Nigeria cannot afford to avoid global politics. Just like my honorable senior colleague alluded, Honorable Sada Soli, that what we are seeing here is global politics, and we cannot shy away from it. It is not enough to say we are being targeted as a country, but we must put in place the necessary machinery to fight a cause like this. Mr. Speaker, as we speak, I don't think Nigeria has an ambassador to the United States. As we speak, I don't believe Nigeria has a permanent representative to the United Nations and so many other countries. Considering the role Nigeria plays in the African continent, Mr. Speaker, I think at this point, even if we succeed in doing this investigation and getting these reports, the America that I know, they have their own procedures. If we don't have the proper channel that they recognize, I'm sorry, that investigation and report might amount to nothing. At this point, Mr. Speaker, I think it should be one of those channels to reach out to Mr. President to see a need, why we need an ambassador to the United States, why we need a permanent representative to the United Nations, because at some point, these are the people they want to discuss with when it comes to Nigerian issues. You and I might not be able to go there unless we go through the parliamentary avenue, which is also a channel. But again, this calls for a holistic solution. While the executive is finding a way to resolve these issues through that diplomatic means, the legislature should also be looking for a way. Why do we have the Nigeria-US Parliamentary Friendship Group? Why do we have the Committee on Foreign Affairs? This is the time, Mr. Speaker. This is the time to wake up. Let's begin to interface with our colleagues in the US Congress, in the US Senate. Why do we have the IPU? Because things like this will come up. We are not only saying this for Nigeria. At some point, we are fighting this fight for Africa. Because if we let this go through, Nigeria will just be the first in so many other countries in Africa. This is why Nigeria cannot afford to fail, not only Nigeria now, not to fail Africa. So, Mr. Speaker, my honorable colleagues, this is an issue we must take very seriously. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for granting me the floor.
Thank you.
Amendment, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Jaha.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. With your kind permission, I want to commend Right Honorable Benjamin Okezi Kalu for bringing up this matter of urgent public importance to protect the Nigerian integrity, the name of Nigeria, as well as our status in the community of the world. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, is on record that by population projection, Nigeria's population by 2050 is going to be 440 million people, and that is going to place Nigeria third most populous country in the world. So such cannot, at whatever level of influence, be taken for granted. Trying to designate Nigeria as one of the CPCs by imposing sanctions on Nigeria, I don't think is something that this parliament can sit down and watch it flowing like a water under the river without asking questions. On this note, I would like to amend prayer 3 and delete prayer 4 because content of prayer 4 preempts the outcome of prayer 3's assignment whenever the report is submitted. With your kind permission, Mr. Speaker, I would like prayer 3 to be read and sound as follows. Mandate the Committee on Foreign Affairs, National Security and Intelligence, Police Affairs, Interior, Civil Societies, Human Rights and National Orientation and Values to within 21 days coordinate with A, the Federal Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Nigerian Embassy in Washington, which by extension is going to address concern raised by Honorable Billy Famous Osawaro, to lodge a formal diplomatic demarche to transmitting empirical data and Nigeria's official position. B, the U.S. mission in Nigeria and interested U.S. legislators to propose a Nigerian-U.S. joint findings and dialogue mechanisms to freedom of religion or belief with participation from both faith leaders and independent experts, and to invite USCIRF to a hearing briefing of this House to examine sources, methodologies, and remedies. This equally addresses Billy Famous Asawaro's position. So for me, a prayer 4 that reads as follows should be deleted completely to avoid preempting the outcome of the above investigation. Call on the National Human Rights Commission, police, DSS, and relevant state authorities to submit to the House within 30 days a consolidated report on investigation and precautions rotating to religiously framed violence since 2023, identifying bottlenecks and resources. All this information can be investigated by the committees above that are assigned by the resolution of the House to bring up a report. But if you ask these agencies in 30 days, which is 7 days after the committee's assignment, to bring up a report, is going to be a duplication or preemptive of the committee's this. So this is the reason why I raised this amendment. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Any seconder to this amendment? Seconder. Right Honorable Mohammed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. Ibrahim Mohammed. I represent Nigerians through the good people of Bidni Kebbi, Kalgo, Bunza Federal Constituency. I'm from Kebbi State, and I rise to second the amendment moved by my leader, Honorable Ahmed Jah Babao. I so second. Thank you.
Those in support of this amendment should say aye. Those against should say nay. There is have it.
For the amendment, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Isiaka.
Thank you very much, our own quintessential speaker with substantial values. Ibrahim Ayokunle Isiaka, Ifo Ewekoro Federal Constituency. I'm from Ogun State. Today is one of the days that calls for a sober reflection. How emotional torture could be used to suppress a growing country like ours in Nigeria. Irrespective of that, with this CPC and all the submissions made by my honorable colleagues, the amendment I'm seeking is because Honorable Billy alluded to it, but didn't raise it as an amendment to this motion we have on the floor. That is about the United Nations. In Yoruba land, they say, we get to copy the United Nations and let them be formally aware about the position. Therefore, since the House has carried that prayer 4 be deleted, I want to add it as prayer 4 to that of 3. I so move, Mr. Speaker, as our distinguished honorable colleagues. Thank you.
Please, can you come again? You said you want to amend or bring prayer 4 to what? Please, can you say it again so that we take note of exactly what you are saying?
Yeah, prayer 4, that is official communication of this motion to the United Nations formally, so that they are aware of what the U.S. Congress is doing, trying to do to Nigeria.
Okay, so substitution of prayer 4?
Yes, sir.
Delete the prayer 4 as it is and substitute with what you are now.
Exactly, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Okay. Any seconder to this amendment or additional prayer? Any seconder to it? Honorable Tijani Kayode.
Your Excellency, Mr. Speaker, thank you for yielding the floor to me. I remain Tijani Kayode Ismail, representing the good people of Ifelodun, Offa, Onyu Federal Constituency. I'm from Kwara State. I rise to second the amendment early moved by my leader, Honorable Isiaka. I so second.
Those in support of this amendment should say aye. Those against should say nay. There is have it. Those in support of this motion as amended should say aye. Those against should say nay. There is have it. This motion is referred to the Committees on Foreign Affairs, National Security and Intelligence, Interior, Information, National Orientation, Police Affairs, Human Rights for further legislative action. Honorable members, the first business of the day is a motion on, we have already done that. The second business of the day is presentation of 13 bills. I now invite the clerk to read their short titles.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, Drivers' Welfare and Social Security Bill 2025, first reading. Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, Sixth Alteration Bill 2025, Local Government Areas in Gombe State, first reading. Nigeria Consumer Credit Corporation Establishment Bill 2025, first reading. Chartered Institute of Human Resources and Strategies Management of Nigeria, Establishment Bill 2025, first reading. Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, Sixth Alteration, Creation of Local Government Areas in Edo State, Bill 2025, first reading. Fisheries and Aquaculture Institute, Agatu, Establishment Bill 2025, first reading. Federal University of Agriculture, Etiosa, Establishment Bill 2025, first reading. Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, Sixth Alteration, Creation of State Constituencies Bill 2025, first reading. Federal Colleges of Education Act, Amendment Bill 2025, first reading. Federal Roads Maintenance Agency Act, Amendment Bill 2025, first reading. Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, Sixth Alteration, Creation of Ose State Bill 2025, first reading. Nigerian Film Corporation Act, Repeal and Enact Bill 2025, first reading. National Agency for the Control of HIV/AIDS Act, Amendment Bill 2025, first reading.
Honorable colleagues, the third business of the day is presentation of report of the ad hoc committee on River State oversight of the emergency administration in River State, standing in the name of Honorable Julius Ohovere, the House Leader. Honorable Julius is invited to present the report.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Julius Ohovere, Owa Federal Constituency, Edo State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to move that the House do receive the report of the Ad hoc Committee on River State Oversight of the Emergency Administration in River State. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Nweke, please can you find your seat and please be silent. Any seconder? Any seconder, please? The minority leader, please can you second?
Mr. Speaker, the deputy chairman of that committee is here.
Oh, yes. The deputy should please second.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, my very respected honorable colleagues. I remain Ali Issa, JC, PhD, representing Balanga Billiri Federal Constituency from Gombe State. I'm also the deputy chairman. I rise to second the motion moved by our able and respected leader. I hereby second, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Leader, please can you proceed and lay your report. The first order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to alter the provisions of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, Cap C-23, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria, to create additional local government areas in Gombe State and for related matters, standing in the names of Honorable Usman Bello Kumo and 5 other honorable members. Honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Wednesday, 8 October 2025. I now invite Honorable Kumo to move that the bill be read a second time.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and my respected colleagues. I am Malam Usman Bello Kumo, member representing Aku Federal Constituency.
Is that first name on your certificate?
Mr. Speaker, I am Malam Comrade Usman Bello Kumo, member representing Aku Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I am from Gombe State. Mr. Speaker, my respected colleagues, I rise by the leave of this House to lead the debate on a bill for an act to alter the provision of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, Cap C-23, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria, to create additional local government areas in Gombe State and for related matters. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder? Yes, Honorable Abdul.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I am Honorable Abdullahi Rashid, member representing Dukuna Fada Federal Constituency from Gombe State. I rise to second a motion heavily moved by my senior brother, Honorable Usman Bello Kumo, that a bill for an act to alter the provision of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to create additional local government areas in Gombe State and for related matters, HB 2506, to be read the second time. I so second, Your Excellency.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable colleagues, this is a straightforward request, and whatever needs to be done, since it is going to the Constitutional Amendment Committee, I'm sure the needful will be done. So with your kind permission, we'll go ahead and put the question. Those in support of this motion, go for second reading, say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. This bill is, okay. Clerk.
Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members. A bill for an act to alter the provisions of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, Cap C-23, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria, to create additional local government areas in Gombe State and for related matters. Second reading.
Amendment for further legislative action. The second order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to establish Chartered Institute of Business Development of Nigeria and for related matters. Standing in the name of Honorable Billy Osauru. Honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Thursday, 13 February 2025, and now invite Honorable Osauru to move that the bill be read second time.
Thank you, my Speaker. I remain Honorable Chief Dr. Billy Famous Adesuwa Osawaru. I represent the good people of Oriomo Federal Constituency of Edo State, a very proud Benin chief. Mr. Speaker, I move that a bill for an act to establish the Chartered Institute of Business Development of Nigeria and for other related matters, HB 2192, be read for the second time. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable colleagues, any seconder? Honorable Tafoki.
Right, Honorable Speaker, sir, very distinguished colleagues. I remain Honorable Engineer Shehud Alhaji Tafoki, representing Pascalic and Karasabwa. I'm from Katsina State. I rise to second the motion moved by my colleagues, Honorable Chief Billy Osawaru. I so second, Mr. Speaker.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable colleagues, this bill is an establishment bill based on our tradition. We don't usually debate at this level. We leave it to be done during public hearing. So with your kind permission, I will go ahead and put the question. Those in support of this bill go for second reading say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk.
Right, Honorable Speaker, honorable members. A bill for an act to establish Chartered Institute of Business Development of Nigeria and for related matters. Second reading.
This bill is referred to the Committee on Commerce for further legislative action. The third order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to amend the Code of Conduct Bureau and Tribunal Act 2024 to expand the rights of public officers to only engage in farming or management of farm and charitable or philanthropic ventures and for related matters. Standing in the name of Honorable Tasir Ubo. Honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Thursday, 11th July 2024. I now invite Honorable Ubo to move that the bill be read a second time.
Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, my name remains Honorable Tese Ubo. I represent the good and wonderful people of Kwande Ushongo Federal Constituency of Benue State. Mr. Speaker, I rise today to...
Chairman Billy, Chair Billy, please take control and bring orderliness.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to move that this bill seeks to amend the Code of Conduct Tribunal Act 2024 to make it more responsive to the needs of public officers to undertake charitable and philanthropic ventures to empower and enhance the lives of other citizens and to maximize their philanthropic potentials for the greater good of the public. Mr. Speaker, this bill is very simple and straightforward. It seeks to provide legitimacy for public servants to be able to reach out for support and funding from charitable, philanthropic, and non-governmental organizations for the purpose of providing intervention and providing support to our communities.
There is a point of order, Honorable Tasir. Please sit down. Let's hear what Honorable Waivi has to say.
Honorable, we advise that you first move, that it be read a second time. And when it's passed before...
It has not been done. It has not been done?
Mr. Speaker, sorry for the procedural lapse. I move that this bill be read the second time. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder? Any seconder? AVM.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. The Agbaki Office Secretary. I am here, honorable colleagues. I am here Vice Marshal Ojo, retired, and a member representing Isiaru, Ikere, and Ekiti Southwest Federal Constituency.
Honorable Zakaria,
yes,
please
sir.
approach the chair.
I'm from the Citadel of Knowledge. I'm from Ekiti State. I rise this morning to move that the motion moved by my friend, my colleagues, to be read for the second time. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable, I think this is a very straightforward bill. It says what it is supposed to convey, just an additional area for the public, the Code of Conduct to add beyond farming. And I think members are very clear about that. So without any waste of time, we go ahead and put the question. Those in support of this bill go for second reading say aye. Those against you say nay. That is of it. Clerk.
Right, Honorable Speaker, honorable members. A bill for an act to amend the Code of Conduct Bureau and Tribunal Act 2024 to expand the rights of public officers to only engage in farming or management of farm and charitable or philanthropic ventures and for related matters. Second reading.
Where are we, please? I've been distracted. Number 4? Okay, so this bill is referred to the Committee on Anti-Corruption for further legislative action. The fourth order of the day is a motion on the need to reconstruct the Kaba Ebe Road using a specially designed road construction model, standing in the name of Honorable Leke Abejide. Honorable Abejide is invited to move the motion.
Thank you, Your Excellency, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Leke Abejide is my name. I represent the good people of Yagba East, Yagba West, Mopamuru Federal Constituency. I'm from Kogi State. I rise to move the motion on the need to reconstruct the Kaba Egbe Road using a specially designed road construction
Honorable
model.
colleagues.
The House notes
Honorable
that
colleagues, you are distracting the speaker, please.
Honorable colleagues, allow the speaker to listen to this motion, honorable colleagues. The House notes that Kogi West Senatorial District with headquarters in Kaba Town hosts 2 major cement factories, namely Dangote Cement.
Mr. Speaker, please protect us to protect you. They are distracting you, sir.
Also note that Dangote alone parades not less than 10,000 heavy-duty trucks, each weighing 45 tons, plying already dilapidated roads in the senatorial district, thereby leaving the Kaba to Egbe Road in a deplorable state. Observe that the Obajano to Kaba Road constructed under the tax credit scheme awarded to Dangote Cement is already failing few years after completion due to the immense pressure caused by heavy vehicular traffic evident on Kaba to Egbe Road sections, where thousands of 45-ton trucks converge daily. As a matter of fact, for every 5 cars counted, over 100 trailers are observed. The stop that Kaba to Yamoye Road in the Jumu local government area, allegedly awarded to Dangote Cement under the tax credit scheme 2 years ago, has completely collapsed due to heavy-duty trucks, traffic, commuter from southwest, south-south axis, detour through Ekiti and Ondo State, turning a 30-minute trip into 2 hours, 30 minutes journey.
Order, please. Honorable members, order, please.
That Manga Cement recently
Honorable Rais,
Honorable Rais,
between Iluagba, Ijumu local government area, and Mopamuru local government area of Kogi State, thereby adding about 20,000 heavy-duty trucks altogether.
Please maintain orderliness, please. Go ahead, please.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Aware that Manga Cement recently commenced operation between Iluagba in the Jumu local government area of Kogi State and Mopamuru local government area of Kogi State, thereby adding about 20,000 heavy-duty trucks of not less than 45 tons each on the already deteriorated roads in the Central District. Concerned that these trucks contribute nothing towards the road maintenance, despite the damage caused to the infrastructure and the environmental hazards posed by the emissions which people inhale daily. Nothing is done about that. Worried that the deplorable state of Kaba to Egbe Road have become a safe haven for criminals, fueling insecurity as bandits and armed Fulani herdsmen exploit the area to ambush travelers, thereby crippling economic activities, increasing food insecurity, as farmers and traders can no longer safely access their farmland or markets. Cognizant that standard road construction will not suffice, except it is specially designed to carry a minimum load of 60 tons, given that thousands of trucks converge on the Kaba-Egbe Road daily, exerting immense pressure that conventional road construction cannot withstand. Hence, the need to reconstruct the said road. The House resolved to, 1, urge the Federal Ministry of Works to include the construction of Kaba to Egbe Road in the 2026 budget estimate and concession the road after construction to a competent private company to generate money from articulated vehicles for maintaining the road.
Honorable
2, also urge the Dangote and Manga cement companies to make the operating environment habitable for living and provide parked lots for companies, trailers, rather than parking on the roadside to prevent gridlock and accidents. 3, mandate the Committee on Works to visit and inspect the road from Kaba to Egbe to ascertain its deplorable state and report within 4 weeks for legislative action. I so move, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues.
Honorable Harry.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Honorable Uchenna Harris Okonkwo, member representing the people of the Idemili North and South Federal Constituency from Anambra State. Mr. Speaker, thank you for giving me the opportunity to second this very important motion. I hereby rise to second this motion ably moved by our leader. I so second. Thank you.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. There is it. This motion is referred to the Committee on Works for further legislative action. The fifth order of the day is a motion on the need to complete the Nigerian Institute of Transport Technology NITT Center in Efuronto, Ughelli South local government area of Delta State, standing in the name of Honorable Francis E. Waeve. Honorable Waeve is invited to move the motion.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Francis A. Jirogane Waeve is my name, and I represent the entire people of Ughelli North, Ughelli South, and Udu. I'm from Delta State. I rise this beautiful afternoon to move this motion on the need to complete the Nigerian Institute of Transport Technology NITT Center, Efuronto, Ughelli South local government area of Delta State. The House notes that the Nigerian Institute of Transport Technology was established in 1986 by Decree 6, now known as Cap 116 of the Laws of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 2004. The House also notes that the Nigerian Institute of Transport Technology offers corporate leadership, strategic management, training, research, advisory services, transport intelligence, monitoring, and technology development to meet the country's needs. Aware that since the establishment of the Institute, it has provided strategic leadership training to senior and middle level manpower in the transport and logistics sectors. Further notes that due to the growing need of safety in transportation and logistics management modes to reduce accidents and attendant carnage, the Institute established training centers in the 6 geopolitical zones in Nigeria to provide the much-needed training. The centers were proposed and cited in Katsina, Kano, Borno, Benue, Ekiti, Lagos, Ebonyi, and Delta in Efuronto, all of which are currently operational, with the exception of that of Delta in Efuronto Center, Ughelli South local government, Ughelli North, Ughelli South to do Federal constituency. Also aware that the Efuronto Center is about 50% completed, but has since been abandoned, making it the only center yet to become operational. Cognizant that institutes like the University of Petroleum Resources, Petroleum Training Institute, and other oil companies within the area are waiting for the takeoff of the center, with the University of Petroleum Resources signing an MOU with NITT to provide pipeline transportation for the nation's oil and gas industry at its center because of its strategic location. The House therefore resolves, 1, to urge the Nigeria Institute of Transport Technology, NITT, to complete the construction and equip the Efroto Center for operational activities and put it into use. And 2, mandate the Committee on Land Transport to ensure compliance and report back within 4 weeks for further legislative actions. Mr. Speaker, I so move.
Thank you, Honorable Ebe. This is an infrastructure-related motion. It doesn't require any debate. So we go ahead and put the question. Those in support of this motion go for second reading, say aye. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against you say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to the Committee on Land Transportation for further legislative action. The sixth order of the day is a motion on the need to strengthen security infrastructure in rural communities of Kebbi State and other parts of the country. Standing in the name of Honorable Ibrahim Mohammed. Honorable Mohammed is invited to move the motion.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. Ibrahim Mohammed, I represent Nigerians through the good people of Binni Kebbi, Kalgo, Bunza Federal Constituency. I am from Kebbi State. I rise to move a motion on the need to strengthen security infrastructure in rural communities of Kebbi State and other parts of the country. The House notes the rising wave of insecurity across rural communities in Nigeria, particularly in Kebbi State, where the incessant attacks by bandits, cattle rustlers, kidnappers, and other criminal elements have continued to disrupt farming, displace residents, and threaten livelihoods, leading to the abandonment of farmlands, forced school closures, disrupted health services, and severely undermined economic activities in agrarian communities. Concerned that the affected communities lack the presence of security personnel, and where formations exist, they are under-resourced, understaffed, and ill-equipped to respond effectively to security threats. Also concerned that the absence of modern security infrastructure, such as patrol vehicles, communication systems, surveillance technology, and operational bases, limits the operational capacity of law enforcement. Aware that the Nigerian Constitution under Section 14, subsection 2b, provides that the security and welfare of the people shall be the primary purpose of government. Convinced that strengthening rural security architecture will not only restore peace and public confidence, but will also boost agricultural production, reduce internal displacement, and enable community development. Thus, the House resolves to 1. Urge the Federal Ministry of Interior and the Nigerian Police Force to establish, upgrade, and adequately equip police outposts and security stations in identified rural flashpoints across Kebbi State and other affected parts of the country. Also urge the Ministry of Police Affairs and the NSCDC to deploy more personnel and provide mobility, surveillance equipment, and communication tools for rural patrol operations. Further urge the Federal Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning to prioritize funding rural security infrastructure in the 2026 appropriation estimates. Again, urge the state government, traditional institutions, and community-based organizations to partner with security agencies in intelligence gathering and peace-building initiatives. Lastly, mandate the Committees on National Security and Intelligence, Police Affairs, and Army to assess the security gaps in rural communities and recommend appropriate policy and budgetary interventions. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder? Honorable David.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I remain Ogel David Agada. I'm a member representing Oju of Bifara constituency. I'm from Benue State, the food basket of the nation, the proud Igede son. I rise this afternoon to second the motion as ably moved by my honorable colleague. I so second, Mr. Speaker.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to the Committees on National Security and Intelligence, Police Affairs, and Army for further legislative action. The seventh order of the day is a motion on the need to investigate the Federal Scholarship Board's alleged abuse of process, breach of terms of engagement, and failure to pay scholarship stipends to Nigerian students in diaspora. Standing in the name of Honorable Chike Okafor. Honorable Okafor is invited to move the motion.
Thank you very much, the Right Honorable Speaker Tajuddin Abbas, PhD, GCON. I am Honorable Chike John Okafor, PhD. I represent the good people of Ehimembano, Ihitu Boma, Obo Federal Constituency. I'm from Imo State. And I rise to move the motion, the need to investigate the Federal Scholarship Board's alleged abuse of process, breach of terms of engagement, and failure to pay scholarship stipends to Nigerian students in diaspora. The House notes the alleged abuse of process, breach of terms of engagement, and failure to pay scholarship stipends to Nigerian students in diaspora under government-sponsored scholarships and bilateral education agreements. Also aware that the Federal Scholarship Board, FCB, under the Federal Ministry of Education, is responsible for administering scholarships to Nigerian students at home and abroad. And the implementation of terms and agreements is solely their responsibility for the welfare of Nigerian students in the diaspora. Worried about the outcry by the Union of Nigerian Bilateral Education Agreements, scholars, and alleged odious mistreatment and starvation of funds, which has led students into unholy survival struggles, endangering their lives and leaving many vulnerable to danger. Cognizant that if the future leaders of Nigerians are abandoned in foreign lands due to administrative inefficiencies or corruption, it is a reflection of poor commitment to education and youth development. And as the people's representatives, legislators are under social contracts to protect Nigerian scholars on scholarships abroad from abuse and humiliation. Worried that Nigerian scholars abroad face delays, non-payment, and unexplained deductions, causing financial distress and tarnishing the country's international image, thus undermining the scholarship program's objectives of fostering human capital development. The House is invited to resolve to mandate the committees on diaspora, university education, foreign affairs, and anti-corruption to thoroughly investigate the operations of the Federal Scholarship Board on the alleged mismanagement of scholarship funds and non-payment of stipends from 2015 to date to find a lasting solution to support Nigerians studying abroad on scholarships. Mr. Speaker, my very dear colleagues, I so move.
Please, allow Mr. Speaker, please.
Any seconder, please. Honorable Kelechi.
The right Honorable Speaker, my distinguished colleagues. My name is Honorable Kelechi Wogu. I represent the people of Nigeria, starting from Eche Omuma Federal Constituency. I rise to second the motion moved by my respected colleague. I so move.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to the committees on diaspora, university education, foreign affairs, and anti-corruption for further legislative action. Honorable colleagues, we have two announcements. The first is coming from the minority leader. It says, this is to inform the members of the minority parties that there will be a meeting of minority leaders with members of Labour Party by 3 p.m. and with members of APGA 4 p.m. at the minority parties meeting room 4.17. Attendance is important. Signed, minority leader. The second announcement is in respect of committee to investigate NCC MTN matter, a motion that was raised yesterday. And the committee will be, the other committee will be chaired by Honorable Victor Nwokolo, with Honorable Gabriel Saleh-Zok as the deputy. We have Honorable Ismail Dala Kusada as member, Honorable Gaza Jonathan, Honorable Tolani Shagaya, Honorable Upom Udo Emmanuel Ifyong, Honorable Nabufe Chingwe Clara, Honorable Hamed Adewale Wahid, Honorable Felix Uche Nweke, Honorable Sunday C. Umeha, Honorable Namdi Izeshi, Dairu Serki, Honorable Mukhtar Mohammed, Honorable Rodney E. Amboywewe, Honorable Adeboyega Adefarati, Honorable Ibrahim Mohammed, Honorable Zakaria Dauda Nyampa, and Honorable Zanna Usman as members. The Leader of the House, please can you move for the House to adjourn to tomorrow, Thursday, 11 a.m.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Distinguished honorable colleagues, I am Right Honorable Abdullah Ibrahim Ali Halims. I represent the very wonderful
please,
people.
let us first of all adopt the votes and proceedings of today's sitting to enable the clerk to make some necessary referrals. Okay?
Okay.
So can you move for us to adopt the votes and proceedings of today's sitting?
Distinguished honorable colleagues, Abdullah Ibrahim Ali is my name. I am from Kogi State. I represent the very marvelous people of Ankpa, Omalola, and Federal constituency. I hereby move that we adopt the votes and proceedings of this today to further our discussion. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Minority Leader, please can you second?
Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, I rise to second the motion. I so second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Please, can you move for the adjournment of the House to tomorrow, Thursday, 11 a.m.
Thank you, Your Excellency, the Right Honorable Speaker. Once again, Abdullah Ibrahim Ali is my name. I am from Kogi State, and I represent Ankpa, Omalola, and Federal constituency of Kogi State. I hereby move that this House adjourn to tomorrow, Thursday, same time, same venue. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Minority?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My honorable colleagues, I rise to second the motion moved by our leader. I so second. Thank you.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. House is adjourned to tomorrow, Thursday, 11 a.m.